For millions of years, Earth wasn't home to just one kind of human. Different human species were walking around at the same time, and each one had something that gave them a ridiculous advantage. Unfair advantage? Or should we just call them superpowers? Because some of these humans had abilities that would make modern humans look seriously underpowered. So let's go through them. Denisovans. Their superpower was surviving where the air barely exists. Some Denisovans lived on the Tibetan Plateau, at elevations of around 4,000 meters above sea level. That's roughly 13,000 feet up. At that altitude, there's dramatically less available oxygen. A normal human going there suddenly would have a very bad time. But Denisovans had genetic adaptations that helped them deal with those conditions. And here's the insane part. They didn't just disappear and take the ability with them. They left it behind in our DNA. Modern Tibetans inherited a Denisovan-derived gene called EPAS1, which helps the body cope with low oxygen environments at high altitude. So, technically, a Denisovan died thousands of years ago, and part of their survival cheat code is still running inside people today. That's one hell of a legacy. Homo habilis. Their superpower was basically turning rocks into tools. They lived roughly 2.4 to 1.4 million years ago, and they're strongly associated with some of the earliest Oldowan stone tools. And these weren't exactly sophisticated. You take one rock, find another rock, hit the first rock with the second one, and congratulations. You now have a sharp piece of stone. It could cut meat, break bones, scrape things, and help process food that would have been much harder to deal with using your hands. But here's where it gets weird. Some of the earliest stone tools we've found are older than the earliest Homo habilis fossils. So archaeologists have these tools that are around 2.6 million years old. But we aren't completely sure who actually made them. Basically, we found the ancient tools, but we're still arguing about who owned the toolbox. Even the name Homo habilis means something like handyman, Homo erectus. Their superpower was stamina. Compared to Homo habilis, they were basically built like a tank. Bigger bodies, longer legs, and much more human-like proportions. Even their children were surprisingly tall and heavy compared with other early humans. But the real cheat code was endurance. They could keep moving in the heat while animals overheated. An animal could sprint away. Homo erectus would just keep coming. Eventually, the animal ran out of battery first, and they spread across huge parts of Africa and Asia. Basically, Homo habilis got the rock upgrade. Homo erectus got the entire body upgrade. Homo heidelbergensis. Their superpower was teamwork. These weren't humans just chasing animals around with sticks. At Schöningen, archaeologists found multiple wooden spears from around 300,000 years ago. And here's the crazy part. The spears were carefully shaped and balanced, with some around 2.5 meters long. That suggests these humans weren't just grabbing whatever branch happened to be nearby. They were planning a hunt. Several hunters could work together, surround an animal, and attack it with spears. Basically, one prehistoric human with a spear is dangerous. 20 prehistoric humans who know exactly what they're doing? That's a completely different problem. And that gives Heidelbergensis a superpower none of the others have. They could turn a group of humans into one giant hunting machine. Homo neanderthalensis. Their superpower was surviving the cold. These guys lived through some of the nastiest ice age conditions in Europe, and their bodies were basically designed to keep heat in. They were shorter and much more muscular than modern humans, with wide bodies and powerful limbs that helped reduce heat loss. Even their noses were different. Neanderthals had large nasal cavities, which may have helped warm and humidify freezing air before it reached their lungs. So imagine waking up in an Ice Age winter. The ground is frozen. The wind is brutal. Modern you would be looking for a jacket, a heater, and approximately 12 blankets. A Neanderthal just walks outside. Bit chilly. And here's the ridiculous part. They survived these conditions for hundreds of thousands of years. They weren't just visiting the Ice Age. They were living there. Basically, modern humans invented winter coats. Neanderthals evolved the winter coat internally. So yeah, extinct human species had some pretty ridiculous superpowers. And somehow, we're the ones who survived. If you enjoyed the video, you can like and subscribe. He'll handle the rest.